Hello everybody and welcome back to Brilliant Shadows. Each day was a tiny fragment of the hells below. Ash ate snow, lacking easy access to any source of water. Food was a luxury she could not afford given the speed of her travel. Each day she thought she would collapse, and each day she found herself pushing forward, pushing harder. She swore that with each day that passed, she grew faster. As she arrived at the city gates, she felt as much the beast as she looked it. She slammed the hilt against the wooden gate.
Hello?
Ash shot a death glare at the head that emerged from the top of the wall.
Open the gate, or I'll open it myself.
Ash doubted she could do anything resembling that, but it made for a chilling threat.
Lady Ashmore?
Yes.
Light and shadow? Everyone thought you were dead. Prudence has been inconsolable. Princess Prudence.
I'm alive and I need you to let me in. Now.
The gate began to slowly rise, and Ash felt energy pump through her veins. She blew past the guards and tore towards the palace. Behind her, voices of alarm cried out, but her feet carried her faster than the guards could follow. Something drove her forward. Guards at the palace readied themselves at her approach, recognition absent from their faces.
Stand back.
The force of the command led the guards to respond, stepping away as Ash erupted through the doors into the throne room. Standing beside the king in the place of a court mage stood... Wait, what? Standing beside the king? Oh, that's Prude's mom. Standing beside the king in the palace of the court mage, in the place of a court mage, stood Hektor. Ash moved on instinct. She raised the blade, and each footstep carried her, flying towards the gray mage.
Hektor!
The last thing she saw as she blacked out was Hektor wide-eyed. What happened? Why, we blacked out.
She's moving!
Ash felt sick. No, this was more than that. She felt like cloth shred to tatters.
Hold her down.
She felt a distant pressure as pain racked her body. The world refused to focus, remaining a violent blur. Pain seared through her every nerve.
What's happening to her?
It's the effects of a technique called Grey Burn. I recognized the effects as clear as day from the moment I saw her in the courtroom. It shocked me so much I couldn't move.
Are you sure it wasn't shock from her charging with a sword?
I've never heard of any save for a Grey Mage using the technique, though in theory a person in a pair should be able to replicate the technique by drawing on their pair's pool.
The words came to her as though they were being spoken in a distant room.
The strain on the body is enormous. Likely it is why she survived.
And it might be why she dies as well.
As Ash reached out, her mind clawing like a beast for magic. Suddenly she felt it, a spark of utter white, and the pain began to fade. A soft darkness came over her, and she slipped back into unconsciousness. What? So were we driving ourselves forward with that? Reality dawned on her. Hektor, Prude. Ash was bolt upright in the blink of an eye.
Hektor is a gray mage.
Her eyes met Hektor holding an open book sitting beside her bed.
How?
Cast a spell or defend with the sword. I'm assuming we don't have the sword. Ash's eyes fell across the room. Her sword, where was it? Cold panic gripped her as she realized it wasn't there yet.
How did you know?
Hektor rose from his seat, stepping forward.
Stay back, you bastard.
The door opened and Prude stepped inside.
Ash, you're awake.
Prude, you need to know something.
I'm a Grey Mage.
I don't think anyone followed us here.
Close the door and lock it. Have Belinda and Elfnod wait outside, preferably talking. I don't want anyone listening to us.
Well, I didn't think I'd been gone long enough for you to switch back to princess mode.
Prude shot Ash a dark look.
Not right now, Ash.
Ash turned to tell Belinda and Elfnod what to do, only to find the pair had apparently heard the command. That made things easier.
Start talking.
Prude was glaring at Hektor, a maelstrom of emotions behind her eyes.
I have been meaning to tell you, ever since we encountered that gray mage.
The one I killed?
Both of them turned to Ash.
You did what?
I killed someone. I still haven't really digested that.
I mean, they tried to
properly.
murder you.
I feel like I'm in shock every time I think about it, like the whole thing wasn't real. Maybe it wasn't.
Ash, you're babbling.
What? Oh, goddess, this must be what it's like to be Hektor.
No comment.
I fought him. I used Hektor's sword.
Yes, you had it with you when he charged the courtroom.
Then I stabbed him. But he didn't die. Then I did a type of magic. I have no idea what it was. Was it shadow? Was it light? Was it gray? Perhaps it was witch magic.
What did you do, Ash?
I breathed in power from my rose. And then I breathed black, flowery fire.
The two stared wide-eyed. It was Prude who recovered first.
I am sorry, Ash, but we came in here to discuss something else.
She turned back to Hektor.
You are a gray mage. What does that mean? Did you kill someone?
No, never. Nothing like that. My parents were members of the cult. Neither was a gray mage themselves. You see, there's something wrong with gray mages. All of them. No matter what they do, they cannot get the organs to work quite right.
Ash thought back to the desiccated body of the gray mage she had fought.
They had theorized that a child, raised as a gray mage, allowed to literally grow into the power, would lack this flaw.
What does that mean?
They had planned that their child, whichever magic it was born with, the opposite would give their life to turn them into a gray mage.
Oh god, your parents did that to you? Wait, weren't you an orphan?
Hektor's frown deepened.
I was born without any magic.
A hand lay across his chest.
3 hearts beat within my breast.
Oh, goddess.
Ash could only nod.
Why couldn't you have told me all of this?
I have been hiding this for my entire life. Hiding it from one more person seemed only natural.
You could have told me. You could have said something. We've been paired for months, Hektor.
His voice trailed off as his eyes looked away, unable to meet with Prude's. Ash felt a little awkward being here for this.
The gray mage in your room. It was there because it recognized you? Is that why they're after us? Is it all because of you?
Prude,
Stop.
Tears began to trickle down Prude's cheeks.
I don't even know you.
Without another word, Prude stormed out of the door, blowing past a startled Belinda and Elfnod. Seeing Prude in so much pain made Ash's own heart feel sunken within her chest. Ash turned to Hektor, who was distraught, looking near to tears himself. The righteous fire burning inside of her fizzled. Comfort him.
Hektor, I'm sorry. Somehow, I've had suspicions about you for a while. But everything I have seen of you tells me you're nothing like the creature I fought. You're a good man.
Ash cocked her head for a moment, thinking.
Good enough, anyway. And Prude really deeply cares about you. That's why she's so hurt. But she'll get over it.
I never meant to hurt her. Light and shadows. I would do anything to have kept her from walking away.
Give her time.
Time passed and silence fell. It was more than a little awkward for Ash as she stood in the dark of that room with Hektor lingering quietly, brooding. Her mind wandered, and for a moment she had the chance to recall an offhand remark from during the fight. Ash cocked her head to the other side.
Wait, what was that about another gray mage?
Solemnly, Hektor led Ash through the castle to one of the guest bedrooms where the allegedly dead gray man had been discovered. What? There was a different one?
I have never seen anything like this.
Ooh. It wasn't how she had dealt with the one she faced, but it was certainly dead. The state of decay that the body was in helped her to understand that it was a gray mage. They were already in the castle, even with how fast she had traveled here?
Whatever did this is something entirely new. Or perhaps there's a type of witch magic that allows for the warping of metal.
What makes you say that? Couldn't this have been done by a gray mage or paladin amplifying their strength?
Why two gray mages would be fighting one another she didn't know.
No. Look at this.
Hektor beckoned Ash to examine the butt of the metal spine. What?
It's hollow.
Yes, it appears to have been a medallion. The chain is still intact around her neck.
Are you saying someone weaponized her jewelry?
They warped it into an incredibly thin wire, piercing through the mage's spine and pinning them to the back wall.
What?
This was magic, though I will be thrice damned if I could begin to identify what type.
Ash noted it. I'm lost.
I'm going to go find some dead roses.
Should I come with you?
No. Stay here. Stay near Prude. Protect her and her mother if it comes to that.
Do you think she'll have told the king about me?
I don't really know what she's going to do right now.
I'll go find her then.
The two parted. Woof. Ash passed the rear entrance of the court to the courtroom on her way to the garden, idly clenching her hand, wishing for a weapon.
Ash?
Ash nearly hit the brickwork of the ceiling. She leapt so high.
It is you! Oh, I thought they said you were dead or something. Eaten by gray mages. You look well, considering what you've been through.
I'm tougher than I look, I suppose.
Aku beamed a shining grin as she rushed forward to embrace her. She was only a few years older than Ash, but she had been the court mage of the kingdom since Ash's 17th year, or 7th year. Aku had been an early graduate, performing the pairing ritual nearly 7 years early, and again 6 years early. 2 attempts had been enough for her. Comfortable adopting the title of hedge mage, she had found employment as a court mage in Celeste.
Oh, it is good to see you.
You too, though I'm surprised to see you here still. Didn't you have another contract?
Aku's eye twitched.
Well, I couldn't very well leave the kingdom without a mage while you and Prude were made to stay at the mountain. Not after my years of service here. But now you're all here. 5 full mages.
Aku's eye twitched again.
It's wonderful.
Ah, yes.
It's great. I mean, now I can move on to other things. Plenty of places looking for hedge mages.
Aku shuddered violently and she took in a deep breath.
Oh, just so many.
What about the position you had lined up?
Oh, yes. The position I had lined up.
Aku's eyes fluttered and she gave a wide grin.
Let's just say that I didn't stay here only because of years of dedication.
Aku took a deep breath.
Maybe I'll go back to the mountain for a bit. I might be able to get a temporary position teaching. Heck, I might even participate in the next pairing ritual. You never know, right?
Yeah.
Ash looked to the mark on the back of her hand.
You really don't.
Well, I'm gonna go get lunch. You take care, Ash.
You too, Aku.
Woof. And that's where we're going to end this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all.
Where are you heading, Ash?
who are you? I guess we'll find out in the next episode. So, make sure to subscribe if you're not, so you can see more from me, and let me know in the comments below what you're thinking of the series so far, and if you have anything you'd like for me to play. It can be similar to this, it can be something completely different, but necromancy preferred, truly, or cute and spooky. Those are my two favorite kinds of games. Either way, y'all have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.